Hey folks, it's Jason from Books We Never Read, and today we're asking the question, is three-body cosmic horror? Before we go any further, please know that there will be spoilers for all the books in the Remembrance of Earth's Past trilogy, and don't go any further if you have not completed all of those books. If you would like to have more conversations about Three-Body, you can look at our playlists about those books in our channel. Okay, so Three-Body is the first book in the Remembrance of Earth's Past trilogy by Cixin Liu. It's the first book that we ever read for this channel, so most of our viewers are familiar with it and the two sequels to it. But not everybody is aware of what cosmic horror really means. So I want to make sure that we give a good definition for that before we answer the question, is Three-Body cosmic horror? When we think of cosmic horror, we often go straight to H.P. Lovecraft. He was born in 1890 and died in 1937 and really pioneered the genre of cosmic horror. Cosmic horror really focuses on two kinds of fear, what I'm going to call the claustrophobia of the mind and the agoraphobia of the universe. And when I say agoraphobia of the universe, what I mean is a focus on how small we are in the grand scheme of things. This is often compared to like the elder gods and sort of like the Cthulhu idea whenever you're looking at H.P. Lovecraft and how great these beings are and how tiny we are in comparison to them. And the other sort of fear, when we're talking about the claustrophobia of the mind, is really about how small we are and how that can become a prison. How we can be trapped within our own mind and playing with sort of the boundaries between sanity and reality. And where do those lines blur and how do we tell? A lot of these cosmic horror stories do focus on not really the divine, but sort of the powers beyond our comprehension, those elder gods. And in exploring those, there are often cults or hidden knowledge that people join or become aware of, maybe not intentionally, as they are exploring these concepts. And I want to put that out there because those are going to be important to our discussion of Three-Body. Now, Three-Body is a cosmic horror when you really sit down and look at it. It's going to explore four different concepts that we've outlined already that are common in cosmic horror, and that's agoraphobia of the universe, claustrophobia of the mind, cults and hidden knowledge, and the elder gods. So let's talk about the agoraphobia of the universe. When we talk about agoraphobia, often what we are discussing is a fear of leaving a place of safety. We are talking about a fear of crowds or of open spaces. And there is no more open space than the universe itself. It may not be readily obvious when you're reading Three-Body, but by the time you make it to Death's End, you realize that the universe is a fairly busy place in Cixin Liu's universe. And it's also pretty terrifying. There are forces beyond our control and that we can't even begin to comprehend that have affected the universe in a number of ways. And this all speaks to that fear of the unknown. The entire dark forest theory is a reaction to this agoraphobia. It is a plan, it is a philosophy that prevents us from feeling this sort of existential threat. By hiding away, by thinking that everything might be out to get you, you can keep yourself safe and in this pocket where nothing is going to be able to break through and to harm you. Now, when we talk about the claustrophobia of the mind, there is probably no better example of this in the Three-Body world than the wall facers. These are people who had to keep their ideas for how to save humanity to themselves because of the Sophon's ability to be everywhere and hear everything all at once. And these people had to live for hundreds of years in several cases without letting anyone in to understand what is going on. And in almost all of those cases, it drove that person mad. Now, this brings us to our third point, which is the cults of cosmic horror. And you don't really see these cults in the later books, perhaps, but early on, especially in the Three-Body problem itself, you have the ETO, the Earth Trisolaran Organization, run by Ye Wenxie and Mike Evans. And this is clearly the same kind of cult that you would see in a traditional cosmic horror. These are humans that are maybe not worshiping on every case, even though maybe half of them are, these alien beings that they don't quite understand that clearly have a power greater than what we are capable of having. And they are trying to access this secret knowledge and bring about really the destruction of the world for the benefit of the Trisolarans. And this is very similar to the eldritch cults that we would see in cosmic horror. So this brings us to our final point. If Three-Body is a cosmic horror, where are all the elder gods? And this question is answered for us in Death's End, when they go to the fourth dimension and come into contact with the ring that they find there. Like many other cosmic horrors, we never meet the elder gods directly, as best we can tell, but we meet something that they have left behind, some mystery. And we find out that the universe was originally many more dimensions than that in which we live, but that warfare among these multidimensional beings has started to collapse the universe down into 3 and then probably into 2 dimensions before too long. And so I'm going to say that these beings that we never really meet are the elder gods of the Three-Body universe. So there you have it. The Remembrance of Earth's Past by Cixin Liu is a modern cosmic horror series. It addresses the 4 main points that I laid out at the beginning as elements of cosmic horror. We discussed the agoraphobia of the universe in the Dark Forest theory. We discussed the claustrophobia of the mind when we talk about the wall facers. We have the cult in the ETO. And we briefly meet the representation of the elder gods in Death's End. Now, whether or not you agree or disagree, I'm interested in hearing what you think about this. Go ahead and add some comments below. Tell me other ways that this is a cosmic horror story, or tell me how it's not. See you next time.